Hello and welcome to this Checkmating 2 chess puzzle from 1878. This one was created by Joseph Singer. The black king is trapped in the centre of the board and can't move, and you've got the queen, the rook, bishop and the two knights all ready to move in. It's white's turn. Can you see the checkmate in 2? Pushing the c pawn and checking the king isn't a mate in 2 unless black does something like take the pawn with their rook, because then you can move the bishop in for a mate in 2. Instead, black can take the pawn with their bishop. You can then check the king with your queen. The king can't move, so black has to block with the bishop. Then you can checkmate in just 3 with the queen. Taking the pawn with your queen is another mate in 3, but not 2, unless black decides to move their rook out of the way, because then again you can mate with the bishop. Instead, black can take back with the pawn. Then you can take the pawn with your rook, and then whatever black does now, you can get a mate in just 3. Taking the pawn with your rook isn't a checkmate in 2. Black can take back with their pawn. And then you're in a similar situation as the last example, where you can then check with the queen. The rook takes the queen back, and then you can move in for just the mate in 3 with the bishop. Moving the queen to e3 won't get you a mate in 2 unless black does something random like move their rook, because then you can move the queen up to e6 to mate in 2. Instead, black can defend by sliding their rook over, and there's no mate in 2 this way. Okay, let's have a look at the solution to this one. So pause the video if you need some more time. To get the checkmate in 2 for white, you need to move your queen to f4. If black takes your queen with their rook, then you can move the bishop in to mate in 2. If black decides to push their g-pawn, you can move your knight to f6 to checkmate in 2. If for some reason black decides to move their rook to d8, you can then move the queen to f7 to checkmate in 2. If black moves their knight, then you can move the queen to f5 to checkmate in 2. And if black decides to move their bishop to c4, you can get a nice checkmate in 2 with the pawn. Okay, that's the end of this video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon.